welcome, everybody. This is Derell at the practice. I am basically chilling here at my office, trying to get things settled in. I am presently hiring new therapists. I'm having some difficulty hiring new therapists right now. Definitely looking for African American therapists, and I'm having a very difficult time right now looking for a licensed clinical social worker. Would like to have two. Not happening right now. So, going to have a little discussion with you. What's up, LB? Okay, appreciate you for coming in. So today, what I want to do, guys, I am going to show you how I was slandered. You know, my channel got shut down, man. Derell was a hot channel. It was a hot lick. The potential was in it. It was a platform that was threatening other platforms. And I had a decent amount of subscribers. And over the last 2 to 3 months, my live stream viewership was definitely increasing. And I'm going to be honest with you. At the rate that I was going, I could have potentially had 100 plus within the next 3 to 4 months. Easily. What's up, Tiff? How you doing? What's going on, Tiff? Tiff and LB in the house right now. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what Afro anti-Svengali did, and I'm going to show you the truth. I'm going to show you the lies. You know, people want to talk about Derell being slandered. You damn right I was slandered. And I'm going to show you how I was being slandered. Okay? So we're going to get ready. I'm going to get everything situated. I'm going to do this screen share. And I'm going to show you why I will be suing her. I will show you why she will be sued. I want you to take a look at this. Because what you see here is false information. What you see here is false information. See this? Dempsey Spears, what would Umar say about your business, client focus, and alliances? All of this shit is misinformation. They have categories, sexuality, client focus, alternatives. I want you to hear the BS that this woman is saying. I want you to see it. 1 second.
See part 1 and part 2 here, how Dempsey Spears is actually allied with white folks and the LGBT community. Technically speaking, or rather specifically speaking, I don't care. What I'm pointing out to you is how desperate Dempsey Spears was to get next to Umar Johnson. The question is why? Because when you look at the Psychology Today profile, you see all of the alliances and the support that he said he owns this company. He's posting it on the internet. And what his company, I'm putting it in quotations, is advertising is actually appropriate. You don't have to put that you are allied with any particular group, but your mindset as a professional is to treat everybody with respect and decency. And that is the hallmark that I'm trying to emphasize, which Umar Johnson continually violates on a regular basis with his gay bashing. He bashes everybody, but specifically, he has this gnarly, persistent focus on the LGBT community, why would you be focusing on a group that you claim you're not, you think that they're causing so much harm to our people, and you think it's unnatural, whatever your opinion is about it. Umar Johnson's disposition doesn't represent what the field dictates. And he cannot separate that from the fact, because you don't have to agree with any person that you work with. Since Umar Johnson is not part of the mental health field, he has no concept of this. So here comes the confusion part. Not only because this Dempsey Spears had white folks on his video. Oh my goodness gracious. We know what Umar Johnson thinks of white folks. Remember, this is a cross that Dempsey Spears bears. This is a cross that Umar Johnson bears. Most people out there in the universe know you encounter people from different walks of life on a daily basis, and you don't have this outrageous pathological reaction to them. If you don't prefer a certain group, you don't prefer a certain group. But to go on the internet and misrepresent yourself as a mental health professional, to spread all your garbage, lies, abuse, dangerous interventions which are non-existent in this field, that is the problem. So let's take it back to Dempsey Spears here, who was calling himself D. Derell. That's a whole other issue. He also is entitled to his opinion. But I want to let you hear something. This causes a problem. The things that he says, and we're not even getting into the Umar Johnson stuff yet. His whole attitude, as you heard in part one, towards people who dare to have an opinion does not represent the fact that we are free people. But just in general, I want you to hear what he said about people commenting on how he presents himself.
I don't carry my counseling card everywhere I go all the time. Sometimes I do, but there's sometimes I don't want to hear things such as, well, if you're a counselor, why would you say this? How could you do this? And how would you say this if you're a counselor? Why would you do this? Because counseling is a part of me, not who I am as a part of the counseling. So I have a personality, I have opinions, and so forth that I like to point out if I feel the necessity to. I feel that I have the freedom to withhold information in regards to what I do, or to let people know. But I don't go around just letting everybody know, hey, I'm a therapist, I'm a professional counselor. I'm not going to do that. I don't want people looking at me weird, or, well, if you're a counselor, I get this all the time. Well, if you're a counselor, why'd you do this? Or why you say that? You're not supposed to do this. You're not supposed to say that. And that's not true. I am a person. Over the last few months, I've had people challenging why I do certain things because I'm a therapist. And I don't do those things because I'm a therapist. I do those things because it's a good thing to do, just doing the right thing. This is just how I feel. I don't carry my counseling title on my sleeves, but I do think that I have to make people know of what I do and how I do it and why I do it. It's because there's too much negative connotations about people who look like me, particularly the men, and all these media joints are basically looking at promoting things that are not beneficial to our community, thuggery behavior, street behavior, and etc. And they're not doing that.
I support the brothers and sisters who burned Ferguson the hell down. I'm glad they burned that shit down. I'm glad they burned Dunkin' Donuts, McDonald's, Walmart, and all that shit. Don't nobody make you feel bad about stealing. I wish I was there. I'd have been on TV with toothpicks.
Horrific reflection upon this field.
Again, she is misrepresenting my Psychology Today page. I'm going to show you the page again of what it really looks like and give you a in-depth analysis of what this page is intended to do as far as my advertising.
It doesn't matter whether or not you have time. The way you exit a situation when someone is asking you about your profession or asking for help, there's always a way to address that issue without being dismissive. If you felt that way about a situation, why in the hell would you come on the public airwaves and make that statement? That to me is just horrible. Now, to make sure it's right, I guess I will have to make assumptions this person was asking for, and I don't know what the person was asking about. If a person was in need of something, some services, and if this selfish, rude, and disrespectful counselor who was horrendously representing the field in the most inhumane way, you would at least be able to quickly, if you're so on top of your game, give a phone number to refer somebody, or you can have the person call you and you can get more time together to provide them a resource. It doesn't mean that you have to provide the service to the person. I can always find someone willing to do an intake if the person is willing to do that. But to stand there here on the internet and basically trash a person who was asking you for help, I don't care who the person would be, even if it was an enemy and asked you for some assistance, doesn't mean you have to give it. You know where to refer a person. What the hell? I mean, this is ridiculous, man. He's up here loving on Umar Johnson's dirty draws and talking about how he's so busy he can't even take the time to give someone a referral, and he's resentful about it. And he says he's running a business from, oh my God, people. That's just awful. And the further nerve, add to that, he's up here perpetrating with the logo from the American Psychological Association, APA, which is illegal. So he doesn't have time to give somebody a referral or be respectful and politely ending the conversation. But he's up here bogarting on the APA and their logo. What's wrong? Can't you have your own damn logo? No, because he was trying to hide who he is on the internet. This is just horrible. Take off the APA logo. You don't have a right to use it as per their regulations. That's another reason why he's giving a fake name. If you're going to give a fake name, the least you can do is not try to draw attention to yourself by even more egregious actions and behaviors and claims on behalf of a field that you claim to represent, and doing a very poor job, making the profession look very uncaring and dismissive of people because of their educational background, because they don't own a business, because they don't have a school, because they're wasting your time on the street and you think you're too good to talk to people. What the hell are you doing in the business? And not only that, he was up there trashing the people in the business itself. Let me see if I can find that clip for you people.
I want to be more hands-off in the business and maybe just do more, focus more on more therapeutic situations for us, families, kids, adults that have various issues, and not have to necessarily be there to make sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to. Because I know that, just by looking at the way things are, that, everybody's not doing what they're supposed to.
Oh gosh, the nerve of this dude. See the similarities he shares with Umar Johnson? Always prepared, willing, able, and dead set on complaining about any and everything. But don't you dare complain. No one else has a right to open their mouths except for him. Yeah, I wonder if people over there know just what he's saying about them. People aren't doing what they're supposed to do, which includes him. How about that?
Afro, Slandered.
It has to be pretty significant if somebody is telling you, or people keep telling you, I can't believe you're a counselor or a therapist and you talk like that.
Afro.
I can't believe it either, because
Slandered, Afro,
Svengalis sat on there and denigrated people who dared to have an opinion. And that is one of the most egregious things you can do if you are a counselor. Furthermore, he goes on here on YouTube. Now, you don't have to use your real name. You can use whatever name you want. Nobody says you have to use your real name. But here's the problem. He goes and bites off of a name, and I don't think it's a coincidence that he picked D. Derell and tried to switch the spelling up. Why would you use a name out of all the other names out there? You would pick a name where you knew somebody had issues. Despite changing up the name, the spelling of it, I am convinced he knows who this person is. And it's likely the person who had some issues with practicing without a license. And then you have the other Derell on there, right? Janus is the actually last name. Okay, he switched the names around. The person's information or license as a substance abuse counselor is expired. So I believe he is aware of these people. He knows who they are. He decided to bite off their names to come onto YouTube so he can perpetrate. To me, people, that is 100% bizarre. And I would like to know, how do these white people feel hearing him say the things that he says and defend Umar Johnson, which is getting pretty close? Now, I haven't listened to his videos, but if he is promoting Umar Johnson where you knew somebody had issues, despite changing up the name, the spelling of it, I am convinced he knows who this person is. And it's likely the person who had some issues with practicing without a license. And then you have the other Derell on there, right? Janus is the actually last name. Okay, he switched the names around. The person's information or license as a substance abuse counselor is expired. So I believe he is aware of these people. He knows who they are. He decided to bite off their names to come onto YouTube so he can perpetrate. To me, people, that is 100% bizarre. And I would like to know, how do these white people feel hearing him say the things that he says and defend Umar Johnson, which is getting pretty close? Now, I haven't listened to his videos, but if he is promoting Umar Johnson, that is getting pretty close to aiding and abetting in the unlicensed practice of mental health, especially if you are promoting interventions that you know good and darn well are absolutely rejected and or prohibited by the profession, by edict, and in some cases, legislation has prohibited some practices. So it is very odd, but I don't really consider it odd in the context of Dempsey Spears, because if you go to that page, if you go to that Psychology Today page, you will see all of the insurance companies and Medicare and Medi-Cal accounts or Medi-Cal setup he has with this company. So he is beholden to the white man. What happened to Pan-Africanism? These people do this to themselves. These people set themselves up to be cold-busted as hypocrites. Nobody told him to get on the internet and try to perpetrate loving up on Umar Johnson's dirty draws. And he also wants, by the same token, to have this recognition as a counselor and get on here and brag about what he's doing. But you got to do it under a fake name, and you got to perpetrate that you are gay and white allied. Again, I'm not criticizing anybody. That's not the point of this profession. Whoever comes to you, you are obligated to help that person regardless of who they are. And if you can't assume that position, you got no business in the field. You are not to be so invested in somebody's personal life. That means you will be ineffective as a provider, as a professional, as someone who can develop interventions to help a person address their issues. Their issues are not your issues. Nobody gives a damn what you think about somebody, whether they're LGBT, black, white, Chinese, whatever. But this Dempsey Spears, purping as Derell, made it very relevant. He wanted it known that he's aligned with Umar Johnson, but he couldn't do it because what he has on this website doesn't conform with the madness that Umar Johnson perpetuates. And that is why I'm doing this video. He's up here posting the link to the business he says he owns. And this business is getting government funds, is getting county funds, is getting, according to him, insurance panels, because there are other people working there. He's not the person. You're on all these insurance panels that have all these regulations about anti-discrimination. So that's why he has to place the information on that website. He does not have control of the website because you have all kinds of people coming into your office to see you. You cannot predetermine what somebody's issues are when they're coming to see you. That is absolutely insane. Just like it is with Dempsey Spears trashing and denigrating Black folks who dare to have an opinion, who dare to feel a certain way, who dare to get on internet and give a view. He says they have to have all these credentials to even speak up and have an opinion. That sounds an awful lot like who? Do I even need to say the name? I don't think so, people. We know exactly what it sounds like. Is he not being fulfilled in his own job where he has to come on the internet and totally perpetrate and present something totally and completely opposite of what he claims that he is supporting, ADOS, Pan-Africanism? It's outrageous, people. Simply outrageous. And let me tell you something else that's outrageous. Him putting these videos up here and you see these titles. Why are you putting videos up on YouTube focusing on clients? That is unethical. Even if you don't say a client's specific name, you are giving circumstances that are like or similar to a client's issues. And if they perceive that you're talking about them, they can file a complaint against you. He doesn't care about that. He just wants so badly to be recognized, seen, and heard, just like Umar Johnson. But he's got this persona he knows Umar Johnson will never accept. Gay, alive, friendly, has white folks working for him. We all know what happened when Umar Johnson went ham when somebody who called into his tele-abuse line asking a question or challenging him something about parenting, and he went off and said the guy was gay. But here you have Dempsey Spears loving up on Umar Johnson's dirty draws and trying to hide who he is because he's not above board. He's putting his name, fake name out there, but he's putting the real, oh God, you're putting a fake name up there and then you're putting the links to the place you claim that you own. Oh my God, who can do something like this? This is so irresponsible. It's insulting. I will not tolerate it. I will answer to it every single time. Please, people, do your research. Don't just accept people at face value. And whenever someone starts throwing their degrees in your face, a so-called license in your face, check the shit out because they don't have any call to be dressing you down about not having degrees and licenses. That is not a professional. That is not a consciously humane, respectful person who's going to try and denigrate you because you don't have a degree or a license. What the hell difference does it make? They can't do their job without you. You can have a second grade education. If you come in for services, they still need your information to be able to help you, or they are going to be deemed highly incompetent. People, it's treacherous out there. Stay on guard. Do not let people intimidate you by their so-called credentials, because there is nothing they will be able to do for you but cause you misery. That's the story. That's the life story of someone who feels they have nothing else they can do but use you as a whipping post because they want to make you think you're less than they are. That's the way to ensure you will avoid this madness, is to maintain adherence to what has been protecting you so far. Why abandon it? The only way to protect yourself and keep protected from these frauds, predators, and shysters is to heed the warning. Buyer, beware.
Now, guys, I'm sorry that you all had to lower yourself to hearing all of these particular lies, because basically all this was, as you can see, is lies. I am grossly misinterpreted, lied to. This is misinformation. Please, and I will repeat, flag her videos. She is getting sued. I will file a civil suit against her because this is lies. This is slander. And although these things may have not directly influenced my business, but in a way it does, because it actually puts a bad image on my business if I wanted to have a bigger internet presence. Okay? You know? No, Classic Ruby, appreciate you for coming in, but I'm not disputing you. I'm just stating that in regards to this particular issue, due to the sensitivity of the information and how if this information got into the wrong group of people, it could adversely affect a business that I spent 12 years creating, and also a career that it took me almost 20 years to harness to the level that it is now. So that's why I am pretty much stating what she did was, to me, uncalled for, and she deserves to be punished and sued. And I will sue her. I will sue her. And cool. You can email me. I can give you my email also, Classic Ruby. It's here. Or you can give me your email. Or we can go through BMT if you like. Let me show you something. Let me show you what my business really looks like. What the Psychology Today page really looks like. See, this is the real page, not the lies that she posted. You see, there's a difference between what she wrote and how she redid a website versus what it really looks like. This is what my page really looks like. This is the name of my business. This is legitimate. Okay? This is legitimate. I don't have to front. I don't have to front pretending to be something that I'm not, because I am who I say I am. Okay? Just want to make this known. Now, let's go through this as follows. You see me here, licensed professional counselor. I am verified. You can see on the side there. You can't file. You are unable to advertise on Psychology Today if they don't verify. If your license cannot be verified, they are not going to allow you to post your information here. That's the first thing. Okay? This is going to be an easy case. And I'm going to try to take as much as I can from her ass. Next thing, I just want you all to show. Look at all the contacts that I've received. I've received well over 2,300 contacts. Okay. They've called my business over 1,300, almost 1,400 times, 132 emails. They go to I have a website, 825 hits. 8 people have shared my profile to others. You can also see the statistics there, profile reviews, results. And I didn't even add a video to that. Just me posting my information. Just by me being a black man along with a license makes me marketable alone, just with that alone, because we don't have a lot of black men in our community who are therapists. So just by me being a black man who's a therapist sets me apart from everybody. Period. Period. You see, all she did was lie. All she did was lie. She lied, and she deserves to be taken. She deserves to be reprimanded for it. Definitely. Okay? This is the remainder of the information. These are people that are on here. Now, what I want to do is show you all my profile, because this is what was really misinterpreted. Again, this is my Psychology Today profile. Okay? As you can see, this is my business information. Again, this is my business information. Take a look. Just look at it. I just want you to glance at it. Since I am operating under somebody else, supposedly. Like, this is ridiculous. This is what I have to go through. This is what I have to go through on here. The lies. You can see for yourself. Just take a little glance. Okay. Let me get to throughout it. As you look to the top, to the right there where it says location and transitional life counseling, I am no longer at this location. Okay? I have yet to change the location because in fear of crazy asses who will try to go there. So when people call me, I let them know the correct address. My other location is within 5-mile radius of this particular location. So the likelihood of them wanting to continue to see me at this location, they're probably not going to mind driving to go to the other one because it's within 5 minutes of each other. You all know my name here. I list my specialties about myself. This is my other group that I have that's in Dallas. All of this is verified. All of this stuff is verified. Additional location, phone number, the amount that I charge, which, by the way, I need to update that because my rates have went up. Yes, these are all the insurances that I have. You damn right. It took a lot of work to get on these panels, and it wasn't easy. Matter of fact, it's actually more than that. All of these insurance panels, all of these insurance panels are mine. Now, she's talking about being, where does they say anything about being allied? Specialties, mood disorders, psychosis, behavior disorders, issues. I deal with all this stuff. See all this stuff here? 20 years experience. I'm a highly requested therapist. Everywhere I go, I have a great reputation. And I'm not going to let someone of the likes of this woman to mess that up. Qualifications, license number, graduated from Southern University, received my master's in 2002. Where do you see where it says I'm allied with anybody? This is the page that she edited to fit her narrative. Where do you see where I'm allied? Where do you see that? It doesn't exist. It only talks about the issues I deal with, mental health wise, impulse control disorders, personality disorders, thinking disorders. Sexuality, bisexual, lesbian, and gay. I deal with all three. Or anything else. Transsexual, what have you. I focus a lot on African American and Hispanics or Latino. Those are the majority of my clients, even though I do have a lot of white clients too. Ages, all ages. Communities. Gay allied, lesbian allied, and veterans. Now, this does not mean that I am allied with them. This means that I deal with communities that are in those particular groups, or they're in different organizations. Matter of fact, I contract with the VA to provide services. I have an EAP that I see all of my clients from one of my EAPs are veterans or military. Period. I am not in any group. Lies. Talks about my practice in Dallas. All I'm giving you is the truth. All I'm displaying is the truth. More about the group. Goes more into detail. That's the location, my Dallas location. Session costs, the days that we are available. You can contact me. These are the types of treatment approaches. I mainly use cognitive behavioral therapy for the most part. And also interpersonal, which I'm client-based therapy or client-centered. I use a non-directive approach also with cognitive behavioral therapy. I also use certain aspects of dialectical behavioral therapy, which is kind of similar to cognitive behavioral therapy, but it deals more with emotional regulation, humanistic psychology, and I do a lot of trauma-focused therapy, particularly trauma-focused cognitive behavioral therapy with children. I've been practicing that particular type of therapy for over 10 years now. And main modalities are individual, couples, and family. Again, I am verified. I shouldn't even have to do this, to be honest with you. I don't even have to do this. I shouldn't even have to do this because you already know this. I've already shown you these things. She's going to get sued, and I'm going to take her for everything it's worth. I am going to take her for everything it's worth. Okay. So I just wanted to make note of that to each and every one of you, because this is what I have to deal with. This is why I'm going to sue her. She needs to be sued from a variety of different places, because this lady has gotten away with so many discrepancies. It's ridiculous. And nobody has held her accountable. And I blame myself for not taking heed to this over a year ago and suing her and bringing her to the authorities. I should have done this over a year ago. But at the time, I was like, listen, I got other better things to do. I don't have time to be, going through all this offline stuff with this lady. If I leave her alone, she'll eventually leave me alone. No, it don't work like that with deranged people. It doesn't work like this with deranged people. Her Slender Afro Svengalis. That's her name now, TC. That's her new name. Slander Afro Svengali. SAS, not AAS. Slender Afro Svengali. Well, Classic Ruby, I've already filed a complaint with the Board of Behavioral Sciences in California, and I'm suing her. Oh, you're right. That's exactly what I want to do. Once that is filed, once I file my lawsuit, I'm not going to say anything else about it. I'm going to handle everything out the courts. But yeah, TC, her new name is Slander Afro Svengali. No longer anti-Afro. No, Slander Afro, because she slanders Afro, which is black people. Afro is just a synonym for blackness. And Svengali means that you elude and persuade people to do things. That's all Svengali means. All Svengali means that you basically, in a subliminal manner, persuade and manipulate people to do things that you want them to do. So Slander Afro Svengali is her new name, and we need to flag every goddamn video that she puts up. Every video, please flag it. Nothing she says is true. What's up, BMT? Appreciate you for coming in, man. Good show last night with the female on relationships, BMT. That was definitely cool. I checked out the replay. Give me 1 second, guys. Classic Ruby says maybe other people who she has targeted would be willing to come together to end this slander officially. Yeah, we're actually doing that right now. There's a lot of things going on. If I don't know what sectors of YouTube you go into, Classic Ruby, but if you go into the Pan-African pro-black sector, this is a very, very entertaining topic to a lot of people. Very popular topic about people going against this particular woman. I pretty much am in and out between the manosphere and the Pan-African pro-black sectors. Those are the two sectors that I pretty much interact in for the most part. So yes, there are people right now. There's actually a march in Wilmington against her that they're supposed to be doing. And then these same crazy people are doing a march against Umar Johnson. Give me 1 second, guys. So I just wanted to make you all aware of that, of what this woman is doing. This is an evil, deranged woman who should not be practicing, because I think that she is psychologically incompetent. She is a licensed marriage and family therapist. I think she has no business counseling people, and she needs to be dealt with. Hold on. So I'm back. Yes. But they're doing that now. People are coming together, and people are actually filing lawsuits against her and injunctions against her license in the state of California. No, I've never been to many. After too much black women is God talk, high queen remarks. I can't anymore. Oh, what's wrong with that, Classic Groove? What's wrong with calling now? I don't believe in calling a black woman God. That's a bit to me unrealistic and so on. But there's nothing wrong with calling a black woman queen. I mean, Classic Ruby, I'll call you a queen. I think you're a queen. You seem to be very intelligent, seem, a lady of a certain value system and so on. You carry yourself properly. You don't get involved in fuckery, and you don't get involved in a lot of the negativity. I mean, you sound like a very, very virtuous woman in a sense. I would take that as a compliment. But I do understand where you're saying it's a little bit saturated. Everybody can't be a queen, and definitely not a god. So a lot of that is, to me, propaganda. It's basically propaganda. And I know the reasons why they're doing it, but you also have to take in consideration that this is YouTube. Whenever people start to act like they don't understand certain things, I like to remind them, Classic Ruby, that this is YouTube. Remember, this is not truly how people interact on certain things. A lot of these people have issues, and a lot of things they do a lot of things that they get involved in is not representative of the community. Although some of the behaviors that they involve in is indicative of certain segments of the black community. Doesn't mean that it makes up of the majority. Okay, so I actually have a counseling session that I have to actually partake in. I'm doing a lot of virtual online therapy, not doing a lot of face-to-face, getting ready to see my client. I will be going live again around 2 o'clock, I think. I will be going live again around, let's see, about 1:30, 2 o'clock. Yeah, about 1:30ish. I'll be going live again. I'm just trying to get some content in this week, and I got another chance. I'm just trying to get things in because I got to make people know what I'm doing and put content out so I can help grow this channel back. And so I have to start doing a lot more stuff. Classic Ruby said, "Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. But they call every woman queen. Like that ignorant, rude, hateful woman is just as much as a queen as respectful, loving ones." I can just, as I'm reading Classic Ruby say this, I can actually simulate in my mind, you know, the way Classic Ruby speaks. And I can just simulate in my mind how she's saying it, how it's coming out. She said, like that ignorant, rude, hateful woman is just as much as respectful, loving ones just because of their skin color. And to be honest with you, Classic Ruby, she's not even black. This is an Hispanic woman who goes by a word that's anti-Afro, anti-black. So, guys, I'm out. Appreciate you all for coming in. D. Derell at the practice. Talk to you in the next couple hours. Thank you.